So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the butterfly loop, the large loop, and the MagnaWave equine wings to show the Gauss output of those wings with this device from a certified device manufacturer that will adequately measure the peak Gauss output of the machine. There's the camera on the meter, so you can see the meter there at this point. What happens is I've got it set and I can zero the meter to where it goes back to 0, and then I can show the Gauss. Now when we measure the Gauss, we have this little coil. Let me come back here. When we measure the Gauss, we've got this little coil, little round coil that you can see here. And when we put it into the coil itself, we should actually measure it from both sides of the coil. But the way we do that is we put it in, get a measurement, then we turn it over, do another measurement, add the two together to come up with the Gauss level of that particular attachment at that time. First, what I'm going to do, it's right back here, is the butterfly, because the butterfly in this configuration, get it plugged in, the butterfly in this configuration puts out the most power of these three coils that I have here. So what I want to do is my machine is now turned on, and I'm going to place my coil inside of the butterfly loop, and knocking things here, I'll have to readjust them, and then I'm going to start the machine. And so what it's telling me, it's that you see that it's at 70, let me take this and show you the setting. It's showing a setting of 74. That would be 740 Gauss. It's going now, it's producing 740 Gauss. When I turn my coil over and zero out the device, it'll come back that it's putting out 750 Gauss is being delivered by the butterfly coil at this point. Now, so let me come back at this point, and I'm going to plug in the large loop, which is right here. So I will plug in the large loop, little meter here that I'm going to place, get it in place here. Okay, so now I will turn my machine back on. Let me take it over here and zero out the meter. So here we are at 390 Gauss being delivered with the coil in that fashion. So if I take, and let me turn it, come back to me. So if I turn my coil, my little coil over, get it in place. Let's come back and redo it. We're seeing, let me come back and show you the number, 30. So we were at 3, I believe it was 380, so we're right at 400 Gauss, 430 Gauss potentially coming out. I can turn it over now and you will see the meter change. So there's the 380 that we were talking about a second ago. 390, it's generating right where the coil is at this point. I can show you, here we are, here's my little meter, my little coil inside of the large loop. So that is the Gauss generated with the large loop on the high setting with the semi that can be used very effectively. Now I'm going to hook up the MagnaWave wave wings. They're larger, they're 24 inches in diameter. They're not open at this point, so they're laying on top of each other. So laying on top of each other, closed like the butterfly was, will produce its maximum Gauss at the delivery when it's in place. So I will now plug the wave wings in. And what's interesting, when the wave wings are used, we get more muscle movement than we do with the butterfly or the large loop. And so that's, people get a little confused, because when you put this on a horse and you put it on the high setting, you probably can't use high most of the time because of the amount of tissue that we're working with. You would really use the medium setting as a rule when you're using the wave wings. However, I'm going to show you again the wave wings on the high setting to demonstrate the Gauss output of the wave wings with the MagnaWave Semi machine on high. So let me put this in here and we'll move it as we get going. So there it is laying on the wings, and you can do it out here on the edge or you can do it in the center. We typically get a little higher rating out on the edge, so I want to do it there. I could put it in the center, but I'm going to do it out here. I'll do it both if someone would like to see that. So it's in place. The machine is on. We're going to put it on high, and it will start going. And at this point, in this setting, the device is doing 150 Gauss. Putting it over here in the center, let me zero it out. It's generating about 90 Gauss in the center of the ring. Now, if I turn it over and redo, so we're getting 20 Gauss. So we get about 110 Gauss out of the large wave wings on high. But when you have that on the horse, you're getting a very good deep massage to the area that you're using it, whether it's the neck, the shoulders, the hip, or whatever. But in Gauss strength of delivery, that's where we're getting just 150 Gauss or so out of the wave wings when it's on a horse. Oh, I didn't show the number. So let's come back here and put it in the center. So here we are. It's in the center. Let me come to that camera, and we're at 150. And I'll zero it out. Let's see, it may not go back there this time around, but let's see where it comes. 150 Gauss when I zeroed it out and started over. And then we would zero it out. I'm going to do that while we're going. And it goes to 20, so it'd be 170 Gauss coming out of the wave wings at this point. So that's kind of a demonstration of the large loop, the butterfly loop, and the wave wings. So our recommended usage for FEI is to use the semi machine with the large loop, the butterfly, or the wave wings only, and that's what is agreeable or meets the criteria of the FEI current regulation of 1,000 Gauss put of the device.